welcome to my Woolly Wumpkins channel. My name's Michelle and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I've got planned for the month of February. Well, firstly we'll start with my root caul cowl-lette. I've rewritten it. It was originally for Aran weight yarn, now it's for Aran weight and double knitting. Particularly with us all wearing masks at the moment when we go out. I thought they're quite ugly sometimes, aren't they? So let's make this is usually shorter, so I've made it longer and so that we can pop it up over our masks, and at least then we can be colour coordinated even if our masks are not. So this will keep you nice and warm, keeps your chest warm, looks pretty. Wear it over your coat, under your coat, just wear it in the house if you want to, like I'm doing right now, just to keep the chill off your chest and your neck. So this pattern can be found on Ravelry. It's called the root caul cowl or the root caul cowl-lette. I'll put the links at the bottom of this video, and it can also be found, the printed version can be found on my website woollyWumpkins.co.uk. I'll also put a link to that in the comments. So this month I took advantage of the woolly knit sale. Nearly got myself into trouble there. And here is what arrived. So as you can see, I went a little bit crazy. I thought, let's take advantage. I've always wanted to try the natural colours of the different sheep that you can get in Britain. So I went for the light grey. So I'm just going to grab it out of the box to show you. There we go. So as you saw in just the little video then, I bought 40 of these. Now I must admit, they're a little bit more scratchy than I was expecting, and there's some of the balls have quite a lot of fibres coming from them, little ones. So this really triggers my allergies. I'm even doing it right now as I've got it in front of me. This triggers my allergies. But because we're into the habit of wearing masks, I'm still knitting with it, because I know once I've knit it into a garment and washed it, that those little fibres, they will just disappear, because they're all part of the production process as well. So the first thing that I'm making with that yarn is going to be a cabled sweater for my daughter-in-law. Let's just pull the needle so it comes together so you can see it. There we go. Look at that. So it is a nice yarn. It's got nice definition to the stitch, but it is scratchy to the touch. But I knew that. I deliberately wanted a yarn that was a real yarn and that would keep whoever wears the jumper really warm. So this is for walking in on a cold day, that sort of situation, or if for some reason the heating's not working, you pop one of these on. Where we live, you can go on quite, see it's going, we've got some beautiful walks, and you don't sometimes want that clumpy jacket on, so a nice sweater or jumper. So I keep that wrapped up and I've been wearing a mask with that. Excuse me, I'm going to go and get a little drink of water. That's better. So I do want to highlight that I knew that wool would do that to me, because I have allergies. So it may not do that to you, and I'm not in any way speaking badly about the yarn. Any natural yarn like that would do that to me. That's why my own yarns, I make sure are of the highest quality and as much as possible not likely to trigger allergies, because I couldn't work with them if they did. I certainly couldn't work with them day to day. So this project is something I've had in mind for a long time, and I'm determined to do it. So don't let that put you off the yarn. That's just my personal experience of any type of yarn like that. Okay, so I also took advantage of this sale on Lofty yarn. Yes, this one out. Now this one, again, it's not as soft as my yarns, but it is a much softer yarn than the one I just showed you. It has got nylon with it. It's a super soft merino wool with 20% nylon. And it is a chunky, I believe. It's not a super chunky, I don't think. Anyway, I bought, I'm not sure how many of these, 30 maybe? Because the ones who won't wear a jumper in my family, I thought, well, I'll make them a blanket. So I'm making a blanket for my son and daughter, my daughter and son-in-law. I'm making a blanket for my son. I'm making a blanket for my grandson. I'm making a blanket for my mum and one for my dad. And my brothers are going to have something else made from pure wool. But I'm not going to say because they don't know yet. And if they watch this, I'll be giving the game away. And I want them to open the parcel when it arrives and not know what's coming. So that will be another video. Once their parcels are well on their way to them. So yes, I'm thinking of just like lap size blankets, or with my daughter and son-in-law, theirs will be a double lap so they can sit on the sofa and have a blanket right across themselves. Okay, so what else did I get? I got this mint colour on a cone. Now this is, I'm just going to use this as a waist yarn because, as you know from my other videos, I've ordered a circular sock machine from Erlbacher and Erlbacher Gearhart, and they've only gone and made it for me, and they've finished it and they've sent me a photograph. Here it is. Have a look at my beautiful machine. That's mine. I don't know about you, but when I look at her I just think of the name Doris. I don't know why. So I think she's going to be called, I don't know how it's a she, but I think she's going to be called Doris. But we'll have to wait until she arrives to officially name her. See if another name jumps out at us. So I bought this yarn to use as a waist yarn when you're starting off projects on the circular sock machine. What else did I get? I thought, well, I don't want to go straight into using my one-of-a-kind yarns to make socks, so I've got this merino. Let me just, no, there isn't a sticker on this one, but this is a merino, I think it's a super soft merino, again from Woolly Knit. But I really like the colour blue. You know what I like with blue, makes my eyes, see, my eyes pop. It's a pity it doesn't make the rest of me pop, but my eyes go, oh, look at these, I'm so blue. So I will be practicing with this colourway, and I got a few of these because these have their merino with nylon, so to give the strength in the toes and the heels. So as soon as my circular sock machine gets here, which is being shipped tomorrow, it's going into the mail tomorrow, so DHL, please look after it. And apparently it'll get to me more quickly. I've ordered it from Missouri in Texas. It'll get to me more quickly than it'll get to someone in Missouri, Texas. So hopefully I'll have it by the weekend. Couldn't imagine having it that quickly when she told me. I was expecting another couple of weeks. But so I'm really excited to be starting to play with that. Right then, so that is my big box of yarn that you saw me unboxing at the beginning of this video. I've also found in my stash this big ball, so I'm making a blanket for my little bop bop. Here we go. Just to use that up. I'm trying, I don't know if this lockdown has done it to us all, but I'm really trying to destash and declutter, and just my ultimate goal is to just have stock and whatever projects I've got planned for the immediate future here. My my daughter asked the other day if she could have some yarn, and I was like, oh, no, it's all for projects. And my husband said, she's a hoarder. Every single ball of yarn that is up in that back building, you bring it down and she'll tell you what she's planning to make with it. He said some of it she's had for like 15 years and she still knows what she's going to make with it, but she hasn't got on with it. And he was right, so I thought, well, let's get on with it. This was always going to be a blanket, so let's make the blanket. And there were other things as well. As you saw from my basket last month, I destashed a lot of leftovers. So I'm aiming to plough through those now. I've got my knitting and crochet thing back, whatever it is you call it. Different people call it different things, but at the moment my hands will let me do it, so I'm doing it. And the bug has rubbed off on my daughter, my youngest daughter. So she's not here right now, so I'm going to show you what she's been making. Oh, look at this. We taught her to crochet and she's made a bucket hat, and she's going to be adding some little seeds in this colour to make it into a strawberry. And then she's part way through this. Let's just get it. There you go. That's the top. Way. It'll look a lot better on her than it does on me. I can't wait to see her face when she sees this on YouTube. Bam! Okie dokie, so let's give myself a shake. Just having a quick look around now to see if I've forgotten anything. No, that's my February roundup of projects that I've got planned, other than my circular sock knitting machine, which I'm going to do a separate little video series on that arriving, my plans for it, how you can get involved if you want to in my journey of learning how to do all of the things that a sock machine can do, a circular sock machine can do, I should say. It's not an electronic machine. It is still hand cranked, so it's a very physical piece of equipment. So the item will still be a handmade, hand thought out, hand planned project. But of course using my yarn. And I've got some exciting things in mind to do with striping, to do with different colourway techniques and how they'll come out in the circular machine. I'm probably going to be making some tubes, because you can get a tube and you can put an afterthought heel and toe and cuff on it. So I'll do the hard work for you, the tube of knitting, and then you can make it whatever size you want for yourself, your loved one, whatever, taking out some of the monotony of sock making for some people. Obviously others love that. But there are some who would much rather choose their colour, get a tube knitted, and then do the heel, cuffs and toes themselves. So that's something that I'm quite looking forward to seeing what people do with that, what colours they choose and how that all comes together. Let me just think. February. I usually write a little list of things I'm going to talk about, but I try to rely on my brain, and I'm not quite sure it worked. Wonderful Wales it's been decided that we're going to do a virtual one again this year. So it was quite good actually last year. It was much better than not having anything at all. Obviously not as good as actually feeling and squishing the items, but there were a lot of customers coming through at the different ways of reaching us, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I think the main places if you were looking to buy yarn would be through the Instagram pages and the Facebook pages. So follow myself, Woolly Wumpkins, and also Wonderful Wales on all of the medias to find out more details and to make sure you don't miss out on any of the exciting offers and deals that will be presented over the weekend. That's not till April, but it's worth following us now so you can be involved in the build up to it. Whet your appetite for what's to come. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time, and hopefully next time I'll have my sock knitting machine with me. Woohoo! Let's see what I come up with that, eh? So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. It's lovely to see my numbers going up. I do notice every one of you, and I thank you all who have subscribed for doing so, and for your comments every month. It's really, really lovely to interact with you. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.